What's up guys, it's Andrew at Night, and today I'm going to run you through my top 10 apps on the HTC One. Now the first one is Nova Launcher, and those of you who've been following me for a couple of years, be that on YouTube or Twitter, will know I tend to use Nova Launcher as my launcher of choice on every device. At the moment I'm still using Sense and Chameleon Launcher on this just because I'm going to be reviewing both of them. However, Nova Launcher is probably the most stable, or in my opinion the most stable. It's got the most functions that I use, and it's really quick. So if you want to get rid of that HTC Sense feel, I really do suggest you try Nova Launcher. There's the free version and there's also a paid version with a few more features. The next application I'm going to look at is Carbon, which is in my opinion the best Twitter app on Android at the moment. It's really good, the animations are really fluid, and the scrolling is really nice, especially on this screen and with this processor. Occasionally some of the animations are a little bit overkill. For example, I think pulling down sometimes when it pings you back is a bit too much, but that's just a matter of opinion. But it's really stable and it works really well. You can also do this 2-finger scroll, which gets you right to the top of any list, which I really like. And then it gives you a number of tweets, and then you flick through the tweets. So I think it's a really good Twitter application. If you guys have got a better one, post in the comments below and maybe I'll do a comparison video. Next up, we've got Knock 2, which is a notification empower. So for example, if you go to WhatsApp, it pops up WhatsApp, and sorry, this is a really reflective screen, and it says who the message is from, and also lights up these notification keys. If you cover up the sensor, which mimics being in the pocket, it turns itself off, and then if you put it down again, it starts because it thinks you've taken out the pocket. I'm now going to let it wait until it kills the notification, and then I'm going to cut back with the video just to show you that it wakes up properly as soon as you move the phone. You guys can see the notification has disappeared, and as soon as you move the device it reappears. I really like this, it really does conserve the battery, and you sort of instantly notice it as soon as you pick your phone up. The next one's an app I've already mentioned in a video, and it's called Wave Launcher. And actually the best way to show you this and to open it is just to demonstrate it. You swipe up from the bottom of your screen and you can choose applications to have in this sort of ribbon strip. You can customize these completely. You can also have it show your last applications used, but I really like the multitasking on the one, so I've just kept it for those quick apps. But it's really good because once your once your muscle memory catches up with you, I know that doing that goes to Google Keep, doing that goes to the camera, and you start to get really quick at using it. So it's a really nice way of adding functionality to the HTC One logo, as well as speeding up your general experience. Next one is called Pocket Casts, and this is in my opinion the best way to get podcasts. It's got a really nice user interface, and it's got a really nice discover feature. So they've got all these different ones you can subscribe to. You can add them to playlists, much like Spotify, and it's really good at syncing and keeping you up to date. And the actual player looks really nice, and it also has a pull down notification in 4.2.2, which lets you control it, which is really cool. Next up, if we go back to Nova Launcher, we've got Spotify, and I've always talked about Spotify in pretty much every list I've done. It's my music app of choice. I think it's really nice, the quality's decent, I think the price point is really good, and it's a service I'm actually willing to pay for. You can sync things offline, so you've got them on your tablet, on your phone, on your laptop, wherever you are, regardless of whether you've got internet. There's also a really nice share function, and also radio, which lets you discover new music based on your listening preferences. I also think the UI is really nice. So that's Spotify, and I really do suggest you guys try that out. You can get a free trial, I believe. If I can find that, I'll put a link to it in the description. Next up we have SwiftKey, which is my keyboard of choice. It's really customizable, and it's just really quick, and it's recently got the swipe feature, so you can see you swipe and it types the words for you. I think it's a really good keyboard. It's got really good auto prediction, and the swipe, when they've added that, I think it's now the perfect all-rounded keyboard, so I really suggest you guys try that. Again, there's a paid version and also a free version. Next is Currents, which is my favourite way to get news. I used to use Flipboard, but I think now Currents is much better. So you can search things into sort of playlists or categories. So I go into Science and Tech, and then you can choose a feed. I'm not on Wi-Fi at the moment, so it's probably going to reload really slowly because the 3G in my area is useless. But you can scroll down through stories, and normally you've got a nice picture. You can then flick across to change feed. So we'll open up a story, ZT Geek, and then you can hit here, and then it opens up stories it thinks you're going to enjoy. You can skip through entire stories, which is really useful. It stops you having to scroll through every single page. There's also a good sharing function, so you can share things on Google Plus or on Twitter. So that's a really good way of getting news. There's also podcasts integrated, however I do still prefer to use Pocket Cast just because I really like the interface and it seems to work really well, and it's really quick and it buffers nicely on 3G. This next application is called Solid Explorer, and in my opinion it's the best file manager, primarily because it has this 2 pane option where you can open up one as a cloud connection. So I'm going to show you that it syncs to Dropbox. And you only have to do this once, so I'm just doing it to show you the process. And then once you're there, you can now open up, for example, Droid Gaming as a folder. You can navigate to something you want, and then you've got the option to move to, and it's got an arrow, and basically that just moves it that way or copies it. So it's a really good way to integrate your Dropbox with your phone sort of on a slightly deeper level. Also, it's got all the normal features of an Android file manager, and I think the user interface is also really pretty. So that's Solid Explorer. And the final application is Google Keep. This is an app I never thought I would use because I've used Evernote pretty much ever since I've needed a notes application, but Keep is just so convenient for adding a really quick note. So for example, film, video on games, and if we add that, you get a really quick note, and I really like the interface. I also love the fact I can get to it really easy. As long as I've got an internet connection and a browser, I can just log in with my Google account and it all syncs up really nicely. The other thing I really like is the fact I've got it on Wave Launcher, so I can open to it wherever I am. If I need to make a note, I just flick up, he says. There you go. That was a really good advert for Wave Launcher. You flick to it and it opens straight away. So I think if you do need really quick notes, Keep is really good. Evernote is fantastic if you're recording sort of longer chunks of text and other things. But I think if you just want a really quick, simple notes application, you really can't go wrong with Google Keep. So that's my top 10 applications for the HTC One, guys. Sorry if that was a bit fractured. I've been sort of packing and tidying as I've been going along doing the applications. As you can see, this case decided to pop onto the phone at some point. But yeah, if you've got anything else you want to see, please comment, please subscribe if you haven't seen me before, and I'll see you guys next time. Ta-ra!